Alright guys, so we're in live. Mics are up, studio's live. Good morning, Lagos, and thank you very much for tuning in from every part of the world. We appreciate you for listening to Smooth 98.1. This is Smooth Breakfast with Valentine Uhu.
And Ayo, Myra. Say good morning, everyone.
Good morning, and with Tega Onojaife, Tega Supreme, aka Tega the Fighter, Tega the sports enthusiast and pundit. Good morning, Tega.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you. Why are you greeting everybody from around the world?
Because they're listening to us.
Somebody sent you a message.
Yes.
Because before you just say good morning, Lagos. Today you're saying good morning, everybody from around the world. I said, what's happening with Valentine?
Global.
Somebody sent me a message from Germany. Say, I'm listening to you. So, yeah, makes sense, right? Send us messages through WhatsApp. You too can, remember, if you're tuning in from outside Nigeria, please add +234 before the number 0809 444 That is our WhatsApp number for messages 0809 444 981.
On Twitter, we're on Smooth981 FM. Kindly use the hashtag LockerRoom981. On YouTube, we're streaming live, so please go on to YouTube. Smooth981 FM Lagos is our handle. Subscribe to our channel and join the conversation.
All right. Victor Moses is signed for Inter Milan on loan from Chelsea. The Serie A club announced on Thursday, reuniting the Nigerian international with former Blues coach Antonio Conte. In a statement, Inter said that Moses arrived in Milan on a deal that gives the title chasers an option to buy, although the club did not specify the length of the loan. According to a statement released on the club's website, Moses said, quote, "Having the opportunity to work with the coach again is something I'm really happy about. I've spoken to him and he's already explained the club's project to me. I want to be part of it. I'm happy to be here. I'll give my all and I want to help the team."
Okay. So those of you that were looking for Victor Moses for a while, now you know where he is. But you know, one of the players that thrived under Antonio Conte, even if he had to change positions, was Victor Moses. And so Antonio Conte is looking for players now, and he calls Victor Moses. Because this what I say about players. People say, this player is finished. This player is this player is that. I'm like, nah, different systems work for different players.
True.
Can be fantastic in one system and be very poor in the next. Obviously, Victor Moses worked out well for Antonio Conte. And so now that he's looking to add, like I said, depth to his team because of the number of competitions that Inter Milan is going to be fighting for this season, not just participating in. He's called out to one of his trusted hands. Let's see how this works out for Victor Moses. Maybe it helps revive his club career. National career is over. I don't know that he's coming back, but at least his club career. Maybe if he starts enjoying his football again, he may revisit the option of coming out of retirement.
Okay.
But for what it is now, national career is done. He's just trying to revive his club career. So let's see how it pans out for him.
All right, let's see how that pans out. I'm really sad about this next one, and I didn't want to be the one to take this story, but alas. Serena Williams knocked out of Australian Open by Wang Qiang in third round. Seven-time champion Serena Williams, and aka the woman we're all hoping would beat that record, has been knocked out of the Australian Open, losing 6-4, 6-7, 7-5 to China's Wang Qiang in the third round. The defeat means the 38-year-old American's quest for a 24th Grand Slam singles title goes on.
Yeah, so if you were not praying this morning in whatever language, because I saw prayers in every language. I saw in Spanish, I saw in some European languages, I cannot even tell you where they're from. I saw in English, it means you were not watching Serena Williams. You were probably sleeping on your way to the office. It was a horrible day at the office for her. So with most times you would have seen Serena struggle physically, and you've heard that saying, Serena is the only person that can defeat Serena. It was true again this morning. It was the amount of obvious errors. She was struggling physically, like she didn't have the stamina to go the length. And so Wang Qiang just took advantage of Serena's errors. That's all she did. First set was really a struggle. Second set, Serena fought back because there was a time that Wang Keng was actually serving for the game and for the match, and Serena broke her and got back into it, and then won the second set. It looked like the comeback was on, everything was going all right. Third set continues with all the miscues and the struggles to serve, and her trying to catch her breath. So it was a lot of things not working out for her today. Not to take away from Wang Keng, she played an ultimately superb game. You know how they say, when they say focus with some Asian calmness, that what Wang did today is what you should do, because she lost the second set and she came back as if nothing happened, as if the match just started, and she's just pushing. Unlike Serena, that seemed as if more pressure was mounted on her after she won the second set. So yes, Serena, she's out of the Australian Open. So we wait to see, maybe the 24th will come on. Well, some people are waiting to see if the 24th will come on in the next one. I'm just waiting to see her win more titles. I don't even, if she never wins another title for me, she's done. She doesn't have to. Play as long as you want. If you don't win, you don't win. And it was also emotional for her again in the press conference, because one of her best friends on tour, Caroline Wozniacki, was retiring. This was her last tournament. She also got knocked out today, at about the same time that Serena was playing. And so the questions were not really focused on her loss. They were focused on how will you survive without Caroline Wozniacki. So of course the tears running down her eyes and everything. It was an emotional day for her. She'll need a couple of hours to recover, because there's just a lot going on. But what it is simply is Wang has won. Congratulations to Wang. She goes on to face Jabbar, who knocked out Caroline Wozniacki. So it should have been Serena Williams versus Caroline Wozniacki. But now it's two people that you didn't expect to see. So congratulations to both of them, I guess.
Congratulations. Sarah Lariat here on YouTube says, ouch, Serena is out. When will she break this Margaret Court's record? The Amazon will be back. We believe you too. And then Charles Chidos here says, nothing is more motivating for a player to work with a manager who understands his quality, and impact on the pitch. Hashtag Moses made the right move. Conte truly believes in him. This was from Twitter.
And on WhatsApp, we have this from Ayo. Ayo said, oh, Serena. Cry emojis. And then we have Taya from Yaba saying, Conte be like, Moses so nice. You have to use him twice.
Bien Hans, hello Bien, long time. He says, hey my people, good morning. Take out, what's up? Happy for Victor Moses, good for him. Liverpool better win this league. Cheers.
I'm sorry, I have to pronounce it better. Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Kenny Hittiger says, good morning. Victor Moses was a bench warmer at Chelsea before Conte got there, and Victor ended up becoming arguably one of the best players under him. I'm looking forward to their reunion.
Oh, that's lovely.
All right, let's take more stories now. Sarri sets for emotional Napoli return. Rome prepares for fiery derby. Juventus coach Maurizio Sarri said he expects an emotional return to his former club Napoli on Sunday as Lazio and Roma prepare for a derby clash in Serie A after both capital city sides exited the Italian Cup during the week. According to a statement as quoted to Sarri, he said after Juve reached the Italian Cup semi-finals with a 3-1 win over Roma on Wednesday, quote, it will be a tremendously difficult game. Emotionally, it will be particularly special. My relationship with Naples and above all, the city was strong. We must not look at their position on the table. They have a strong team. They're going through a difficult time, but have good players. There are 3 points at stake. Second placed Inter Milan at home against a sixth placed Cagliari this weekend after their title bid was stalled with back-to-back draws.
Yes, so that's what the real battle is about. Sorry, don't lose focus. There's nothing, all this, I'm emotional because I'm returning to Napoli. Is it your father's house? What's wrong with you? Just focus on your focus. Your focus is to go and get 3 points and try to win the Italian Serie A, because you saw what happened to Inter Milan. 1 minute they were flying and the next minute they couldn't manage wins. And now that's why they are behind. So if you don't want the same thing to happen to you, you better go there, beat Napoli silly, collect your 3 points and go home. What's that nonsense about? I'm emotional about it. What is wrong with you? They paid you money to do your job. Now you're crying.
So guys, you're emotional.
Please, don't be trying me.
Emotional. Sorry.
If you know that you were too emotional, you shouldn't have taken the job in Italy, so that you don't have to play against your former team. The fact that you took the job and the money, nigga, please.
Drop the N-bomb here.
All right. The new Barca boss looks for lift-off against Valencia. Barcelona's new era has started with 2 wins out of 2, but Saturday's trip to Valencia will provide Setien with his first true test and an opportunity to make his mark. After squeezing past Grenade 1-0 and scoring 2 late goals to beat Ibiza 2-1, Barca are still without a convincing victory to give their new coach some thrust.
Okay, so for Saint-Étienne, he has come in. The football looks like possession football, nothing different from what Barcelona has had before. Difference is that the goals are not flowing like they used to. So the first game was with 1-0 win against Granada. They had to literally squeeze water out of a rock. The second goal, on the other hand, was about Ibiza. And so you have to understand, Ibiza is, what do you know Ibiza for? Holidays, right?
Yes.
That's literally what the club is
Parties.
about. And Barcelona went with a good team because there was Antoine Griezmann, there was De Jong. I think the only people that were missing was Suarez and Lionel Messi, basically. And they went with a good team to play, and they fell behind by 1 goal very early in the game, and had to struggle till the 94th minute before Antoine Griezmann was able to get the winner after getting the equalizer. So in as much as you're looking at the game and they are dominating possession, you're asking, why does it take this long for Barcelona to score? Why is it such a struggle with all the players you have in your arsenal? You shouldn't be struggling like this. And I think that's what he needs to work on. He needs to get his team to be a little more direct. First half, they didn't have any shots on target. At all. With all, look, they had 80-something% of the possession.
Oh.
No shots on target. So why people
like
just,
the more you look, the less
you're just dancing around with this ball. My friend, use this ball and do something. And I think that's what he needs to do. But what he said is his changes are taking a while to come in, but he's very happy that the players are a little more open to his changes. So I guess the players understand that there was going to be some changes after Valverde left, and they're going to. In fact, I'm sure the players even wanted the changes. But when the goals are coming in trickles, then that's where the problem is. Unfortunately for them, they don't have any time to rest or relax, or because their next opponent is Valencia, who beat them at the Copa del Rey final to win. So in as much as Valencia has its ups and downs, it's still a tough fixture for Barcelona to have now, and they need to win because Real Madrid is doing the needful to put them under pressure. So Saint-Étienne doesn't have any time to start imbibing his philosophy. He needs to start getting those goals, and he needs to start getting them in quickly.
All right. Kenny Hizuke says Victor Moses was a bench warmer at Chelsea before Conte got there, and Victor ended up becoming arguably one of the best players under him. Looking forward to the reunion. More messages on WhatsApp.
Taya from Yaba says Barcelona went there thinking it was to turn up at Ibiza. Do you know when I saw Ibiza, I was like, they play football there?
You know?
It was just like party. So I can understand that.
Yes.
This should have been a hashtag comment. We're coming there.
Yes, we are getting there. There's more on Twitter.
All right, on Twitter. Let's see what we have here. So, Michael Egide.
Yes, Michael says if there was football league for losers, Manchester United will still fail to win because oh wow.
We'll get, you guys are in a hurry. Neke Joseph Ejike says Barca took a pill in Ibiza and got high like that. Don't blame them much, Tega. So I think the fear of Ibiza and partying is the beginning of football wisdom.
That's right. And with that, Nuggets, you should take it up. We'll come back to share hashtag Banter Better with Coca-Cola. Keep it here on Smooth 98.1.
Okay, so I spoke with Sonia, and she said there will be ads coming in.
Why?
No need for there will be ads coming in. So what happened? That which is what I was trying to say. So if there's an ad, we have to end early. If there's an ad, we have to cut the first.
Check your message.
And you know what I mean.
Shouldn't be there.
You shouldn't be there.
He's trying to justify something that's wrong. Shouldn't be there. I'm smashing the time. Why are you putting that? It's very unethical. Like, don't do that.
So,
Tell me, come on. Just such things you take me like when people say that.
why are you upset now?
No. Like she's like just find something.
I know. I've fought this fight on Wednesday.
No.
What can I say? I was like, at the end of the day, people are putting it because of this content.
When you lose it, what will you say? No, when you lose it, what will you say? What's the excuse?
Throws it up. Here comes the dunk. This should be fun. Yes. Look out for
This segment is brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official sponsor of the English Premier League. Banter better with Coca-Cola.
And we like her happy voice. Banter better with Coca-Cola. Is that how it sounds?
Banter better with Coca-Cola.
That's the hashtag, and that's to let you know it started already on YouTube, on WhatsApp, on Twitter. Use that hashtag Banter better with Coca-Cola to send in your messages. Remember, on this segment, it's brought to you by Coca-Cola. Keep your comments clear of vulgar or insulting words, but as much as possible, keep it very witty and hilarious at the same time. Conversations right now will be followed with that hashtag Banter better with Coca-Cola.
That's right. Our first story.
Title race not over yet, insists Liverpool's club. In his words, quote, "I do not think about it, winning the title, that is. I just think about winning the next matches. Let's carry on," he said. "It's over when it's over, not before," he said.
I like the way he's prouding anyhow. He just be prouding.
Yes.
But what it is Liverpool at that place now where you can feel a little proud. I'm not saying you should get carried away, but you can feel a little proud. Even when it looked like in last night's match, even when it looked like Wolves, after they scored the equalizer, they had the momentum. I just kept saying that Liverpool wasn't losing this game. I couldn't categorically say they were winning, but I was almost assured that they couldn't lose this game. And that's the kind of place they are now in performance and in confidence. Even when they drift off for a few minutes, they come back and shock you. And so before the winning goal that Firmino scored, he had another chance to score a goal, and then it was saved by the goalkeeper's legs. But Liverpool are riding high right now. Whether they'll be able to repeat it next season is a question for next season. But this season, where they are now, if you ask me, like I said before, they won this league since December. They are just waiting to be crowned. It's okay for him to keep this attitude so that they don't drop off momentum, so that they don't crawl to the title. They walk boldly to it and lift it up. It's okay to have that mentality. But if you ask me, mathematically, scientifically, religiously, Liverpool has won. We are just waiting for the final day for them to give them the trophy.
Well, Ogundikpe Oluwasegun on YouTube, hashtag Banter better with Coca-Cola, says, Ogenetega in the locker room, I hail you. Your area guys love you. Liverpool FC, we're going to smash all records to be crowned EPL champion. Finally, it happened.
So that area is pronounced there as area.
Area.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, area. Oh, area.
Yeah.
Please
I'm
collect the mic from her.
No, I'll do something better. I'll report her to my room. Slice into the message that says hashtag Banter better with Coca-Cola. All the EPL teams this season are all weak except Liverpool this season. Only Shaolin soccer team that can beat Liverpool. Wow, Sly.
Wow, Sly. All right, let's talk about Manchester United. Let's see if they have the magic touch or not. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer retains support of Man United board despite loss against Burnley. Manchester United have no plans to sack Ole Gunnar despite their manager overseeing the club's worst point tally after 24 games in over 30 years. United's hierarchy are not even considering a managerial change following the club's fourth defeat in 2020.
Oh, people don't understand. This is the kiss of death. The minute they say that they are supporting you, trust me, they've made 3 phone calls. They're waiting for the one that their pockets can afford. You've been replaced. Look, think about it. Every time they say the club solidly stands behind you, whether they revealed it in a letter, somebody randomly said it to a reporter, or the manager is the one coming out to say it means that you are not far from your sack. Usually, generally. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, if I were the one, I won't be sleeping with my 2 eyes closed. I know that on the next minute I'm back to Norway. But it's been a pathetic run. And to think that Burnley, with all their struggles, were able to come to Old Trafford and win the way they did. They were always in control of the game. Even when Manchester United had the possession, it was almost as if Burnley was saying, hold the ball until we're about to go and score. Because they were playing counter football, so they just contained and then they countered and scored. So they were in control. They were in fact, they could have gotten more goals. And Manchester United is at that place when it's really tricky. That win against Tottenham Hotspur cannot help Ole Gunnar Solskjaer again. He has to be doing better. Fortunately for him, like somebody has already tweeted, a lot of teams are struggling this season in the EPL. So because the teams around Manchester are struggling, it still gives them a good position to be in. Otherwise, with the results that they've been churning out in past seasons, they won't be on this position in the table that they are right now. And I think that's the only luck that they have.
Okay.
But Manchester United needs to do better. And only Gunnar Solskjaer, if you know what is good for you, just pack your bag and leave it by the door. Because they've already sacked it.
They sacked you. Hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. Chimobi Victor from Alaba International says every team is getting points off this Manchester United. Even Burnley, a roasted plantain seller in England, got the maximum point against them. While for Ole, he's living to his name that is still in the heart of Manchester United management. Hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola.
We have MI from Makoka sending this message. Says OGS addressing the press after scandalous results at Old Trafford. In his words, today we showed great spirits. We just lost the match by 2 goals, just like we did the last time. It shows that we're consistent as a team. If Lingard can at least give us a goal, I wouldn't mind him dabbing all he wants. To all of you tweeting Ole out, hashtag, just know Ed Woodard and the class of 1992 got my back. Hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola.
FGK from Ogba says hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. Stamford Bridge has fallen down since that's not news. Frank and his troops make attempt to rebuild it and just keep stuttering. What's news is how the regular top 5 guys have just conspired not to capitalize. I would have said top 6, but one of the clubs has decided to be perfectly on the fence at 10th position.
Yeah.
All right, then
Ayo, that's you.
No, it's not me. Hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. Tega forgot to add tega.ly on Liverpool.ly on Liverpool's case. Klopp at the wheel. Congrats to the Red Devils. Ole maybe has blackmailed on Woodward, or maybe has blackmail on Woodward. Congrats to the new and incoming Manchester United manager.
And Big T from Lagos says hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. On Ole Gunnar, I don't need talking much. His name has said it all. He's a gunner.
And then we have from YouTube, we have Collins in it says, now wow, we say we don't feel the league is over. You say we are proud. If we say we are winning it and it's all over, Kwano, hashtag banter better Coca-Cola.
And Damila Riate says hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. Please add the hashtag to all those messages. He said Wolves couldn't do the Lord's job. This invincibility thing is getting real.
And then he continues, Wolves couldn't buy the cops. This team wants to equal the only thing we hold on to. Please, Man City, we are counting on you.
Raymond with the hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola says Tega has a way of making insults seem so salty. Suiting.
Please don't encourage her.
As for Liverpool FC, I beg, allow them feel themselves. It's been 29 years and counting.
Yeah.
And then Charles Chidozie says, hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. When your club is messing up, you can't help but join the banter. Hashtag Ole has lived up to his name, stealing points for Manchester United. Hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola.
All right, let's get to the next story. Arsenal midfielder Danny Ceballos is looking into the possibility of cutting his loan spell from Real Madrid short this month. Now, Ceballos is on a season-long loan at the Emirates and wants regular football to try and force his way into Spain's Euro 2020 squad. How does he plan to do this?
But he knows that they can only carry a particular amount of players, and he has not reached cut-off mark. So, okay, better sit in Arsenal. But what it is when he first came to Arsenal, the noise around him or the hype around him was great. Oh, he's going to change the midfield. He's going to do this. English football is not about how technically good you are sometimes. Can you physically fit in? And Ceballos cannot. Going forward, he can be an interesting player to look out for. He will create chances. He can beat a man or two. He can look for intricate passes. But in England, that's not all you need. You have to be able to, if they hit you, you have to be able to stand still. You have to be like a truck.
Yes.
You can't just fall over easily. Referee will not even see you, not talk of blow. So you have to get up. And that's one of his struggles. He's just not physical enough. So even Unai Emery, that held him in high esteem, couldn't play him in as many matches as he wanted to feature him in. And come in Mikel Arteta, who understands the terrain of English football. He was one that came out to say, "Oh, Ceballos has recovered from his injury, but I don't think he's physically ready to play." Okay, the guy say he's well. You are not the one saying that he's not ready. So it tells you that he may not get as much playing time as he wants. And if you don't do that, your national team coach will not see you, especially when you were not in the first or in the starting lineup of the team before any transfers or otherwise. So I don't think he has a chance of making it to the Euro 2020. He can decide to force his way to go back to Spain for regular football. I don't think he has a chance, except people get injured. That's the only prayer he has. Yes, now that somebody, because it's one man's misfortune is another man's gain. So if the only chance that he can use to go is that a couple of people will have to get injured for him not to go. It's not just one person, so it's several. So it's a sad one.
Very sad one. All right, on Twitter we have this from Michael Egide, hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. The only remarkable things Chelsea will achieve this season is a 4th place finish in the EPL and becoming UCL round of 16 champions.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have messages on WhatsApp to go through. That number again, 0809 444 0981. We have from Prince from Anjawa Estate. It says hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. Burnley bumped Manchester United, but Wolves failed to wallop Winnerpool.
So now there's a new name.
Winnerpool. Winnerpool. All right. So Babatunde Aziz from Alakbere says, Man U, Yoruba will say Eito for Eito. This loss no matter, that loss no matter. Okay, this loss no matter, that loss no matter. Which loss will matter today? They are contesting relegation with Norwich City. Banter better with Coca-Cola. I love it. All right, so we have
Sheriff Oluwaleke Akimbi. He said, I sent this from Broad Street in Lagos. Hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. For OGS, he's a mediocre coach, and Manchester United as a club lacks ambition from the management to the players.
All right, thank you, Sharif. We have this from Dayo. Dayo from Sholu, he says, you know what, yeah, we all have our moments. It was Arsenal's in the early 2000s. It's Liverpool's time. Kindly leave us out of the unfortunateness that has riddled the EPL this current season. We still remain 49 unbeaten and never relegated.
Arsenal for life.
Arsenal for life. Hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola.
Chimobi Victor from Alaba International is back with the hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. He said, truth be said, Manchester United won't finish in the top 6, even if my grandmother and Tega will agree with me on this. Okay.
No way, that's not true. Emeka from Amowo says, all these Man United banters are really funny. I think today's show should have been named hashtag banter Man United with Coca-Cola. It feels good when Arsenal is not the subject of today's banter.
Avio.
And Big T says hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. My science friends often talk of absolutes and empirical certainties. I didn't understand it until I realized Liverpool are 16 points clear. They're absolutely winning the league. It's an empirical certainty.
Nice one.
Nice one.
Hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. This is Ifeanyi Anazia. He says, congrats in advance to Liverpool. They have been amazing. As for Man United, all I can say is, Eba Misak Ole, 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 on Town Sultan's tune.
Hi, Anazia Ifeanyi.
Lovely.
Nice to get a message from you. Thank you so much. We have messages here on YouTube, and this one is from OK Raman. This is hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. All right, we've taken this one earlier. And then
Martin Zomeke says, hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola. Tega, how do you bring in cut-off mark into football? How? Just how?
It's Tega. That's how. And Neke Joseph here says, Barca took a pill in the Ibiza and got high like that. Don't blame them much, Tega.
That's right. And then we go on to WhatsApp for comments. We have here from Tyre. Tyre says, Ceballos is looking for Euro 2020 visa as a player. Last, he will go as a tourist. Let him not forget to take a selfie. Hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola.
And final message from EGK from Ogba says, hashtag banter better with Coca-Cola, hashtag locker room 981. I hear that a certain club is begging Man City to ensure that match 48 in the Liverpool run does not end up in a win. Their 49 unbeaten run from Wenger is the only bragging rights they are going
Honestly.
on.
Honestly.
On that note, we honestly leave the show. But Don, special thanks to you, Tega, at Tega Supreme on Twitter. If you want to check out the work with ladies in sports, please follow at LIS International. In the meantime, stay with us here on Smooth 98.1. Next, you get to talk for Feel Good Friday.
Coming in as a trailer, he is in fifth place.
He is in fifth.
This should be fun. Yes. Look out for
This segment was brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official sponsor of the English Premier League.